And we are back in the studio yet again. So first thing we got to do is we got to do some sound checks. I'm hoping that I got everything connected properly. We finally got all of the equipment in and upgraded. Y'all really can't tell because everything that got upgraded is in front of me. Press a 1 if you guys can hear me clearly. Let me know if I'm too loud, too quiet, or just right. You sound good? All right. Next thing I need you guys to let me know. What does the sound effect sound like?
That's that Bino energy.
How did that sound? Too loud? Normal? Okay. Now, the last thing, the final thing. Do you guys hear an echo whenever I play the sound effects? Matter of fact, hold on, let's check real quick. Let's see. Let's do this real quick. Let's do this real quick. You guys tell me. Let's see. Let's find somebody. Let's click on. Let's go to Chig.
YouTube. Chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Fine. You know what? I like chicks more.
Drake as well. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. With Father's Day coming up next
All right, do y'all hear an echo?
week, this record is guaranteed to go platinum in a lot of households. The one household that we know is going to be spinning.
So, the wait is over. I have finally fixed all of the issues that I was dealing with over here in the studio. We got a new monitor, and now we're just waiting for the other monitor. But I got a big curved 49-inch pause. This shit sounds crazy. I got a curved monitor, so I'm able to have more real estate, and all of it is being ran from my laptop. This is wonderful. No more dealing with PC issues. Because like I try to tell y'all, like, I don't know why people talk so much trash about Apple. For me, Apple seems to be the only way to go. Seems to be the only way to go. You feel me? But we got a lot to talk about. But before we get into any of it, because it's definitely going to be a heavy topic. But before we get into any of that, y'all already know how we do. Make sure you guys are supporting the show, because we are back in the studio, and I foresee that we will be back in the studio more often, especially since I just spent a considerable amount of money to upgrade everything in here, and I'm still not finished. I'm still not finished because your boy is a one-man content creating machine. I've been cranking out content like crazy. Y'all probably don't see it. I don't know how many of y'all follow me on different platforms. If you follow me on X, you follow me on Facebook, You follow me on Instagram. You follow me here on YouTube, TikTok. You probably noticed that your boy cranks out a lot of content. I don't know how many of y'all noticed that. Do y'all notice that? And I do it all by myself. I don't have a team. I don't have anybody doing video edits for me. I don't have anybody posting for me. It's all me. It's all me, baby. It's all me. You feel me? I finally got my U Green, my Nas. Got this in today, right? And the way this works, this is like a home cloud. The only thing is you got to get hard drives for it. So you put the hard drives in there. I don't know if y'all can see that. But you put the hard drives in there and you can get up to, what is it? I think it's 128 terabytes, something crazy. But I got to get this situated so that I can get all of my files and everything in one place. Sure that joint ain't near the edge so it don't fall. But make sure you guys are supporting the show. Anybody that drops 20 or more will be part of the Bino roll call. If you want your messages read first during the Bino roll call, drop 20 or more, and we will put you in the Bino queue. If you want your messages read immediately throughout the show, all you have to do is be a sponsor of the show, or a super sponsor. Sponsors are 100 or more. Super sponsors are 500 or more. Your name will be put on the ticker, and we will read your messages immediately. Now, y'all already know we try to get at least 10 Binos to get everything started. So far we've got 2. We only need 8 more people. So make sure you guys are contributing. Let's see. Yeah, so far we've got 2 people. So only reason I got these shades on inside is because that light is bright as hell. So I'm exhausted, y'all. I am exhausted. I'm not even going front. And the reason why I'm exhausted is because content creation takes a lot out of you. I don't think people even realize how much content creation takes out of you, especially if you take it seriously the way I do. But I'm tired. And see, I'm gonna tell you what makes it bad. You know, it's not the content creation itself. It's not the hours that you put in. It's not the technical stuff that you have to deal with when it comes to, you know, equipment, software, and things of that nature. It's the hate that you get from people that are not as accomplished or not as driven. as you are, right? And that's the reason why I want to talk about this situation with Drake, because I keep noticing something that's really disturbing to me. It's the fact that, you know, Drake is obviously a hard worker. He obviously goes hard in the paint in order to be as successful as he is. And I just keep sitting back watching black people trying to, you know, diminish everything that he does. You feel me? Like, just on a regular basis, just always, you know, anything that he does, they try to make it seem like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything that. Wait a damn minute. Is that not on? I think one of my routers isn't on. But yeah, going back to what I was saying. They just try to figure out ways to diminish him all the time. And the funny thing is, it's the opposite with Kendrick. With Kendrick, he can literally do nothing, and they'll glorify it. They'll try to make it seem like he did more than what he actually did. And I'm just sitting back watching it, and I'm like, wow. And I know the reason why they're doing it. Like, I know the reason why they're doing it. And it's disgusting to watch. Shout out to Dominique for sending the 2 jewels. I appreciate it. It's really disgusting to watch. But aside from that, we're going to get into that in a second. Aside from that, what's going on with YouTube today? YouTube has been pretty dry today. Has anybody else noticed this? I was looking because, you know, it's Friday. I'm expecting mad people to be doing live streams and shit, and I don't see anybody doing live streams. What's going on? Have y'all noticed this? Like, am I the only one that notices this? That YouTube is mad dry today? I mean, I hope niggas is not I hope niggas is not. Sometimes, you know what? Here's the crazy thing, and this may sound a bit egotistical, and maybe it is egotistical. For a while now, I noticed that if it's a dry, slow YouTube day, right? And I haven't went live yet and nobody goes live. You know what I be thinking? I be thinking, is everybody waiting for me to go live to see what I'm going to talk about? Rose said, I think people have slowed down on content creation because I'm seeing a lot of new creators. Well, no, the reason why you're seeing a lot of new creators is because YouTube is doing this thing now where they're trying to promote smaller content creators. So they're putting more people in front of you or whatever. But there are a lot of people that usually crank out a lot of content, and they haven't been doing it, you know, lately or whatever. And I think it's because individuals, like, a lot of people can't do this. for an extended period of time. They just can't do it because it's demanding. Like, it is mentally demanding to do this. First hater of the night, he said Drake a perv, and other than that, dude uses a ghostwriter. And yeah, guess what? So guess what I'm about to do with you? I'm about to kick you out of my chat. Bye. Goodbye. See you later. Let's see. No Fear said, Angryman, I think Drewski did a skit about you. It was pretty funny. It was when a person buys one cigar. You know what? See, I don't want to be one of those guys on YouTube that tries to make everything about me. But like, I'm glad you said that shit, because I be feeling like these last couple of skits he did, I feel like he throwing shots at me, bro. Especially with the old head joint where he got the old head with the gray beard and shit. Like, is it crazy for me to think that? Because I ain't even gonna lie, it felt like it felt like a shot. Like, I ain't gonna front. Let's see. Carlito said the idiots that say Drake got a ghostwriter don't know his albums. He got his own cadence. Well, yeah, like people that don't write music, that never written raps, like they don't understand. You can listen to somebody and tell if it's their rap or if it's somebody else writing it. Like Drake has a sort of theme to his music. Like when you listen to some of the stuff he says, like it's certain things that he says on a regular basis that lets you know that's consistently somebody writing music. Let's see. Chill Rock said, literally said it in my reaction, look just like you. Said, not gonna lie, the hat and gray beard kind of look similar to you. Well, y'all know I've been critical of Drewski lately. Y'all know I've been talking shit about him lately, right? Especially on Twitter. And look, I mean, it's not beyond the realm of possibility. I mean, if you really think about it, we don't know who watches me. We don't know who watches me. You feel what I'm saying? We don't know who watches me. Said, AM, have you seen Quentin Miller's interview that said DJ Drama and Meek Mill asked him to write for them, and he told them no, Meek was the one who started that rumor. Yeah, I know Meek was the one that started that rumor. Yeah, Meek was the one that started that. And the moment he started it, everybody just ran with it, because if you really want to be honest, people were looking for an excuse to discredit Drake anyway. They were looking for an excuse to discredit Drake anyway. But see, here's the funny thing. I want to see how many people gonna get on that same train about writers now that it's then came out that Kanye allegedly wrote Lucifer for Jay-Z. Now, if you remember, Jay-Z is the one that said he don't write no music. He just come up with everything off the top of the dome. You feel me? And I don't know if y'all remember, but back in the day, they said Biggie was like that. They said Jay-Z was like that. They said Lil Wayne was like that. I'm going to tell you some real shit. I never believed any of that bullshit. That all that, whenever they say, yo, he don't even write, I'm like, man, shut up. I never believed that goofy shit. I never believed it. Not once did I believe that bullshit. Just like I don't believe he combed them damn locks out. I don't care what nobody say. And then on top of that, how would you even prove that they didn't write it? Because a nigga could write the shit at home, come to the damn studio and pretend like he making it up as he go along. Nita said, I think the wicks and that fro were both lace fronts, AM. Hey, look, hey, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised. GQ said it took him 6 days to get those locks out and get his head to look like it did. First of all, look. I did a video where I asked the question, because I never had locks before. But I did the video where I asked the question, can you comb out locks, right? And there was some people that jumped in the comment section and they was like, yeah, you can comb them out or whatever. I still don't believe it. I don't believe it. And the reason why I don't believe it is because every person I know that ever had locks, when they decided to get rid of their locks, they cut their hair off. I've never heard of anybody combing out no damn locks. I ain't never heard of that shit, bruh. I ain't never heard of that shit. But see, this goes back to what I've been saying, bruh. Like, when it comes to certain people, niggas will believe anything. And when it comes to other people, they don't believe nothing. Like, how many years did he have those matted up locks? And I'm going to tell you something else, too. That fro he had, that texture of hair, since when Jay-Z's hair been that texture? I remember when he first started growing his hair out. That nigga's hair was thick and peasy. How the hell he end up with, bro? I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't. I refuse to believe it. I refuse. And niggas can say I'm a hater. And I'm going to tell you something else, too. All of you Gen Xers that's trying your best to ride for Hove, you looking crazy right now, bro. And I'm going to tell you something. Look, I'm not going to look crazy with you. Like, for real. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not going to look crazy with you. I don't care about the nostalgia. Yeah, I'm Gen X, all of that good stuff. But I'm not about to look crazy with you because when we go back and look at that freestyle, bro was looking crazy out there. I'm sorry. He was looking crazy out there. He was looking crazy. He was looking deranged out there, bro. Like real talk. And it's like, bro, I'm sorry. If I don't know, maybe I just think differently. Because my thought process is this. Bro, you're a billionaire and you're damn near 60. Why do you care? Why are you walking out there to fire shots at Drake? Why? For what? That shit don't even make sense. So I guess we gonna take forever to get to the topic. We ain't never going, y'all not gonna support the Bino roll call. What's going on? There's something I always notice too. Whenever I change venues, whenever I change something, like if I start streaming in here as opposed to streaming outside, it's like we gotta go through the whole process again and start over again. Yo, we need 8 people to support the Bino roll call. Need 8 people. 8 people to support the show. You feel me? Whether you do it on the Cash App side or whether you put some color in the chat, either way, you feel me? Oh my Lord Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. I just went to the email and said, hey, Angryman, X amount of money has been deposited into your account from X. Oh yeah, by the way, y'all, I just got freaking monetized on X last month. It took a little minute, but I said I'm gonna get some of that Elon Musk money. It took a little minute, but I got right. I can't believe that shit. They actually shit. So what's that we got? We got 3 people so far. We got 3 people so far. We got 3 people. 3 people. 3 people. 3 people. We gonna get back into the habit of doing the Bino roll call first. Especially now that we in the studio. Now that we in the stew. Now that we back in the stew. Getting back into the swing of things. Yeah, still Matic. I'm trying to get some of that Elon Musk money for real. When I found out, like I was watching something, I forgot what it was, and now we only need 6 people. I was watching. What was I watching? I was watching something, and they was talking about when Elon Musk took over took over Twitter and turned it into X. It was like, yeah, he paying people just to post stuff. I'm like, what? What? Wait a minute. Wait a damn second. Why didn't I know about this? Malcolm said, AM, you monetize on Facebook? Hell yeah. Hell yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, positively. You feel me? We only need 5 people now, y'all. One, two, three, four, fifth. Excuse me, 4 people. 4 more. FOMO and a fofo. I'm gonna tell you right now, any of you Drake haters, today ain't the day. You gonna get cooked. You gonna get cooked. We only need 3 people now. Today's not the day. You come in here talking that goofy ass shit, I'm gonna cook every last one of you with fresh grease. With fresh grease. You're gonna get cooked today. I promise you're gonna get cooked today. In fact, I'm gonna go back to the conversation. Do y'all remember the conversation I had where I talked about the chosen ones in society? How many of y'all remember that? Press 1 if y'all remember my conversation about the chosen ones. I have whittled down society into 2 groups of people. As a matter of fact, I'm bugging. I asked y'all about the sound. How does the visual look? How does the visual look where y'all at? Is the visual popping? Do we got the pixels pixeling? Let me know, Bino Nation. Said it's super clean. Appreciate it. Yo, shout out to E. Horton in the building. E. Horton coming through. Let's get E. Horton on the board. E. Horton is the first sponsor of the show, and I definitely appreciate it.
That's that Bino energy.
Oh, it's a lot better than we usually do.
All right, chums, I'm
ready, guys.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
Shout out to E. Horton in the building, coming through, showing some love. We only need 2 more people, and we can get the Bino roll call rolling. But yeah, I've whittled down society into 2 groups of people. 2. There's 2 groups of people. The 2 groups of people are the chosen ones and the hated. The chosen ones and the hated. Okay? Shout out to Dominique for the GOAT trophy. I appreciate it. You feel me? There go another individual that wants to get banned. Talk to you later. Because yeah, I'm not entertaining no insults at all. At all. I'm so fed up with you hateful niggas. Okay? I'm so fed up with you hateful ass niggas. Because I know it ain't nobody of any other race coming in here to be insulted. I know it's not. So I'm not entertaining you anymore. If you jump into my chat room to say some fuck nigga shit, I'm not going to post it on the screen. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to boot your ass out of here. I'm just going to cast my Harry Potter spell and banish you to the nether region. You feel me? I'm gonna banish you to the gulag, so to speak. Back to the ghetto you go. But like I said, there's two types of people. There are the hated and the chosen ones. Drake is one of the hated. 50 Cent is one of the hated. Donald Trump is one of the hated. The chosen ones are people like Jay-Z, people like Kendrick. You know, these are individuals that could take a fresh dump on the sidewalk. I mean, they could drop their pants, squat down, and bend a fresh biscuit, and the vast majority of the public will run up and smell it. That's the chosen ones. Now, if you think for 1 second that I'm lying, I want you to think about when you were in high school. I want you to think about when you were in high school. Don't you remember certain individuals that no matter how they behaved, no matter what they did, everybody just loved their funky draws? So they could do the worst shit in the world and people would make excuses for it. They could talk shit about everybody. They could be sneaky. They could be low down. They could be conniving. They could do all of that shit. And people will make excuses for it. You know that kid in school, he used to do all types of shit and he never got in trouble with the teacher. And then you got the hated. The hated are the individuals that no matter what you do right, it's never enough. It's never enough. It's never enough. Right? Y'all haven't noticed that when it comes to Jay-Z, that he never does anything wrong. Ever. Not according to the public. How the hell do you think Puffy got away with as much shit as he got away with? Do you realize that there are some people in this world that are so chosen that they could literally hustle everybody around them out of their shit, and the people that they hustled will make up excuses just so that that person doesn't get in trouble? Like, tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Now, how do you know who the hated ones are? It's easy. The hated ones are the individuals that everything they do, someone wants to discredit them. Someone wants to prove that they ain't shit. The world never makes any excuses for them. The world always wants to hold those individuals accountable. But when it comes to the chosen ones, it's like, they're never wrong. They never do anything wrong. Ever. Now, I'm going to tell you how you know the difference between the chosen ones and the hated ones. Because every now and then things will change. It'll shift a little bit, right? Even the hated ones have moments where people will show them love and things of that nature, right? And then there are moments where the chosen ones start getting criticism. This is how you know when someone's a chosen one. The moment that they start getting criticized, they can't handle it. Like they literally lose their shit. You know, like somebody said something like the jig is up, and then you come out on stage in all black and black Timbs with your hair blown out in black shades because you want to prove to everybody that can't nobody tell you the jig is up and shit. Like the way you see, when you see a billionaire who's damn near 60 years old walk out on a stage to spit a freestyle, that's an individual that can't handle criticism. That's an individual that can't handle criticism. Now, here's the interesting thing about it. You know how you know the hated ones? The hated ones, when people start criticizing them, they get quiet. They withdraw. They say, oh, word? That's how y'all feel? Okay, cool. I'm gonna leave. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go do my thing over here. Don't mean they ain't gonna talk shit. They just gonna wait for the right moment to talk shit. Because I don't know if you noticed or not. I don't know if you noticed or not, right? When the whole world decided they wanted to shit on Drake, what did Drake do? Did Drake run and do a bunch of interviews to try to do damage control and all of that shit? Nah. He didn't do none of that. He's like, oh, y'all trying to say it's over for me? Y'all trying to say I'm done? Okay. Watch this. That's what he did. Watch this. And he showed you. He showed you that for the time he wasn't putting out music, hip hop was trash, was garbage. Nothing was going on. Nothing was jumping. People was on the internet talking about some, yo, Drake, bruh, come on, man, put out an album or something. I synced it. I synced it with my own two eyes. And look, this is going on the third week of Iceman being out. Record numbers without any backing from UMG, without any radio play. And you know what dudes are saying? Oh man, he ain't really doing that much. I mean, I'm just saying, ain't nobody really listening to Iceman. Ain't nobody really checking for it. I'm just sitting there listening like y'all are some hateful bastards. There's no other way to describe this shit. I'm just sitting back watching it. Y'all are some hateful individuals. Hateful. And when I say hateful, I don't mean that you're mean. I mean the actual definition of hateful. You are filled with hate. You're so filled with hate that you don't even want to acknowledge the truth just so you can be hateful. Just so you can be hateful. And here's the reality. I know why you're being hateful. I know the real reason why. I know the real reason why you hate Drake. You ain't never going to admit it. You ain't never going to admit it, but I know the reason, and I'm going to break down the reason tonight, and I'm going to go more in depth about it tonight than I ever have. And the reason why I'm going to go more in depth about it is because I like exposing you niggas. I love it. I get pure pleasure out of exposing you niggas, especially when I go to panels and you Negroes jump on the panel and say, I don't like the way you talk about black people, Angryman. Oh, well, tough titty. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And part of the reason I'm gonna go in about this is because I am nowhere near the level of success, money, and fame that Drake has. I'm nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. But I still can relate because hate is hate, and it shows itself in the same way. And I get it here. I get it here on YouTube, and I don't even have, that's how I know it's not about his money. It's not about his money. It's not about his music. It's not about his fame. It ain't about none of that. There's only one reason that you hateful creatures despise that man, and I'm gonna expose it. I'm gonna expose it tonight. But first thing we gonna do is we gonna do the Bino roll call.
Bino check. If you're in the building, show your work. Drop 20 on the Super Chat or Cash App.
Let's see. First things first. Shout out to Lotus Flower in the building.
That's that Bino energy.
Lotus Flower said love and support. I appreciate you, Lotus Flower. Shout out to Beans and Greens.
That's that Bino energy.
Appreciate you, fam. Shout out to Cajun Darkfire in the building. He said, bruh, I always thought Jay-Z was working on that freestyle.
That's that Bino energy.
Shout out to my homegirl Leak in the building with the 50 spot. Said, long time no see. I've been really busy. Hope all is well. It definitely is. Appreciate you coming through and showing love.
That's that. Bino energy.
Shout out to No Fear Important. Said H to the secret frizzy stolen snap on Beyonce fro wig Izzo J rockin' now. Angryman, can you play the new Kung Fu movie trailer? The Furious. It looks a lot like The Raid and The Protector style, nonstop awesome like John Wick. I gotta look that up.
That's that. Bino energy.
I gotta look that up first before I play it, because who knows? You know how they do with the copyrights and all of that bullshit. You feel me? Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to Matthew. He says, salute AM.
That's that. Bino energy.
Shout out to Kendra. Said Bino roll call.
That's that. Bino energy.
Shout out to Terrell in the building. He said, congrats on getting X monetized. Appreciate you.
That's that. Bino energy.
And shout out to my man Steve. He said, supporting the shoe.
That's that. Bino energy.
Shout out to Convertible Creed. He said, Kanye said it best. There'll always be haters. That's the way it is. Hater ninjas marry hater bees and have hater kids.
That's that. Bino energy.
That is freaking hilarious, bro. That is hilarious. Let's see. Shout out to my man Sean. Sean said, for the stream. Appreciate you.
That's that. Bino energy.
And then what's so funny about the whole situation is everybody really is locked in like, oh man, Jay about to destroy Drake. Like, okay. Yeah, I don't know what to say. All I know to say is this: it may not go the way you think it's gonna go. But then again, I'm tripping. Like at the end of the day, if they did have a back and forth, it wouldn't even matter if Drake put out better bars. They just gonna do the same shit they did with Kendrick. That's all they're gonna do. They're gonna do the same shit they did with Kendrick. Now, when you look at Jay-Z versus Nas with the Ether joint, Ether was just undeniable. It was just undeniably the better record. But Jay is so much of a chosen one that people was trying their best to big up that takeover record, whatever that shit was. Bruh. Y'all know that record that he put out in response to Ether. It was trash. That ROC, we run this rap shit, like all of that goofy shit, bro. That record compared to Ether was trash, bro. Ether was the shit, bro. Takeover was trash, fam. That beat was horrible. That beat was horrible. But I've heard plenty of people say, I've heard mad people try to say the Takeover was better than Ether. And I was looking at them like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? See, we got another hater. You're out of here. Bye-bye. You're out of here. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I told you, you come in here with insults, you're getting booted immediately. It's not even a question anymore. It's not even a question. Because I thought about it. I said, here I am spending all of this money to upgrade the studio. I spent all of this money because I already spent a bunch of money on the studio in the first place. Now I'm spending more money to upgrade the studio. And I'm like, why would I spend all of this money to upgrade the studio, go live, and then respond to broke niggas? Like, why would I do that? That makes absolutely no sense. Why am I going to respond to broke losers? No Fear said, as soon as you go live, Angryman, now everybody wants to go live. I told you they'd be waiting on me. I told you they'd be waiting on me. They'd be waiting for me to go live. Cats be waiting for me to go live. I be inspiring everybody to get it popping, to get it cracking. You feel me? But anyway, let's get into this. Let's get into this topic. So I'm going to play a couple of clips so you can get an idea of what I've been looking at and what I've been dealing with, right? So let's play a couple of these clips. Let's start with this one.
I don't think it's going to be good because I don't think that Drake has done the inner work that it would take, the shadow work that it would take to create an introspective album. There was a lot of honesty on those Drake albums.
What the hell?
A lot of y'all take Freezer for granted, and I know you do because we grew up with two totally different Freezers.
What the hell?
I don't even appreciate the Iceman.
I don't think it's going to be good because I don't think that Drake has done the inner work that it would take, the shadow work that it would take to create an introspective album. There was a lot of honesty on those Drake albums.
Most people's parents had
Drake is I don't think it's going to be good because I don't think that Drake has done the inner work that it would take, the shadow work that it would take to create an introspective album. There was a lot of honesty on those Drake albums, which is how you know that a lot of like the stuff that came out from him later, like on these streams and all this corny shit, is 40-year-old nigga hanging out with Will. like I think that's why like the proof of like who you really are is laid bare on a lot of those albums. There was a lot of honesty there. We're not gonna take away what the nigga did, but at the end of the day, like I think like you have not grown from any of this. I think it's present all through your social media. It's present in the other 50 pieces of shit that you put out that nobody cared about. Because that's been the whole talk. It's like that's the talk. It's like, oh, the industry missed Drake and like the hits ain't been coming no more. This nigga done put out 100 songs since then. He's the reason the hits not coming. Y'all talking about it like they like ostracized this nigga. He still got the same amount.
Drake. Do y'all have any idea how fucking stupid she sounds?
I don't think it's gonna be good.
Like, do y'all have any idea how? I don't know who this chick is, but she sounds like an idiot. I don't know who this chick is, but she sounds crazy. She sounds deranged. But see, this is what they wanted to do. This is what they wanted to do. See, they wanted Drake to have a loss. This is the whole reason they fabricated his loss against Kendrick. The culture fabricated this loss against Kendrick so they could justify saying stupid ass shit like that. That's the entire reason. The entire reason the culture fabricated this loss against Kendrick is so they would be justified in getting on these panels and saying this dumbass shit they're saying. But that ain't all of it. That ain't all of it.
Most people's parents had.
I don't think it's gonna.
Fuck you, kid. And if the dinosaurs was extinct.
Drake is a prime example of what happens when you choose not to evolve. And I really started to see this during his beef with Kendrick Lamar. And look, whether you're a Kendrick Lamar fan or not, Kendrick dog walked him. Drake went up against someone in the industry who is very set.
Kendrick dog walked him. Do you know how damn stupid that shit sounds? How? Dog walked him with what? With what? What song? I still want to know what song he put out that dog walked Drake lyrically. Because I know you ain't talking about Not Like Us. I know you ain't talking about Euphoria. I know you ain't talking about Meet the Grams. What kind of goofy ass bullshit is this? And this chick right here, Drake cannot outrun his shadow. That's your damn problem right there. You want so desperately. See, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on with niggas like this. Niggas like this right here. I'm gonna tell you what's going on with them. They spent their whole life wanting to be dark-skinned. So I told you, we're going to get into it tonight. And a whole lot of people going to be mad at me, but I don't give a damn. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm exposing the black community. See, there's a whole lot of self-hating, self-loathing, light-skinned people. And the reason why is because growing up, they was picked on for being light-skinned. They was bullied for being light-skinned in the black community. And because they were so weak, instead of blaming the people that bullied them and treated them poorly because they were light-skinned, they felt like it was their fault. And they secretly wish they would have been darker so they wouldn't have had to deal with the shit. Because make no mistake about it, this whole Kendrick versus Drake thing, all it is dark skin versus light skin. That's all the fuck it is. That's all it ever was. From day one. That's all it ever was. And so people like this, they're like, I'm going to get on Kendrick's side and say that Drake got dog walk because then all the dark-skinned people are like me. I'll finally get accepted into the black community. Oh, the culture The culture is liking Kendrick, even though I know in the back of my mind that Kendrick can't rap better than Drake, even though I know Kendrick didn't put out better songs in the beef than Drake, but the culture is with Kendrick. Ooh, here's my chance to win some brownie points. That's all that is. That's all it is. I even seen white folk doing this shit. White folk on TikTok dancing and not like us. Trying to crip walk and shit. They not like us. They not like us. And I'm sitting here like, you dumbass. The song is about you. The song is about you. Kendrick put out that song to basically say Drake is not like us because he's light, bright, and damn near white. So if he's saying that about Drake, you know he's saying that about white folk. Meanwhile, he do the pop-out concert, most of the people in the damn audience white. Because they too damn goofy to know that he talking about them. He's talking about you too. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. Kendrick is one of those type of dark-skinned brothers that despises light-skinned niggas. In fact, I'm going to run down the list of rappers in the rap game that was cool with Drake that hate light-skinned black men. Rick Ross, Meek Mill, A$AP Rocky, Kendrick Lamar, Travis Scott. I can go down the list. And see, all of them Negroes are mad at Drake because he's the light-skinned dude that gets the girls. So that's some trauma that they got from back in the day. Because in their mind, oh, they only like him because he light-skinned. And I guarantee you they translate that shit over to the music industry too. To the album sales too. I bet you any amount of money, all of those dudes are like, the only reason Drake getting all of these sales is because he half white. I bet you any amount of money. I bet you any amount of money. Because when you dealing with that type of dark-skinned brother, and I say that type because not every dark-skinned brother's like that. But I know the ones that are. They will make it seem like because a brother's light skin, that's the reason he gets girls. That's the reason he's successful. And the whole reason they do that is because early on in their life, some girl rejected them or didn't want to talk to him. And hell, in Rick Ross's case, we ain't even got to talk about early in his life. Y'all saw recently the chick that was supposed to be his girlfriend. How many times was that brother leaning in trying to kiss her and she... So that shit still happening to his ass. And see, nobody ever told them the truth. Nobody ever told them the truth. Nobody ever told A$AP Rocky, Travis Scott, Rick Ross, Kendrick Lamar, Meek Mill. Them women wasn't rejecting you because you dark skinned. They was rejecting you because you ugly. They didn't find you attractive. That ain't got shit to do with Drake. That ain't got shit to do with Drake. That ain't got shit to do with light-skinned brothers. That ain't got, because there's plenty of dark-skinned brothers out here that don't have no problem. So it ain't because of dark skin. Dark skin ain't never stopped Idris Elba. Dark skin ain't never stopped Morris Chestnut. See, some of y'all got to stop trying to pretend that you getting rejected just because of your skin tone. No, you getting rejected because of your facial features, nigga. You're hard to look at. You're hard to look at. And I know you don't want to hear that, but it's the damn truth. Look, I got plenty of dark-skinned cousins. I ain't never seen them have no problem getting no woman. But I went to school with some dark-skinned brothers that had problems getting women. And it's because the women didn't find you physically attractive. Because I'm going to tell you some real shit. When it comes to the black community, there are plenty of black women that have a preference for light-skinned men, but there are also plenty of black women that have a preference for dark-skinned men. There's been plenty of times back in the day when I was younger and I was single and I shot my shot at a chick and she had a preference for dark-skinned dudes and she said, I don't talk to red niggas. Guess what? I didn't internalize that shit. I didn't walk around saying, oh my God, I'm not dark-skinned, so now people don't like me. I'm not her preference. Cool. Keep it moving. It is what it is. You feel me? But dudes like, look, I don't care what nobody say. When I watch Rick Ross talking shit about Drake, when I watch any of them niggas, especially Kendrick, especially that little gremlin, because I guarantee you most women don't find him attractive, and he's short. And I'm telling you what it is. These dudes are highly upset because of all of the poon that Drake gets. I promise you. Have you ever pulled up a list of Drake's exes? You ever pulled up a list of the who's who? Like the women that Drake has been with is a who's who of Hollywood baddies. There isn't a chick that he didn't get that he wanted. Trey said he paid for them, AM. Come on, fam. Bro, come on. Two things can be true at the same time. I'm not going to sit here and say he didn't give him money. I'm not going to sit here and say he didn't give him money. But he didn't have to. He didn't have to. He didn't have to. I guarantee he didn't have to. He just did that because that's the type of time he on. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with him funding. But one thing I noticed about him, he's like that with everybody he cool with. I seen him give what's his face, his homeboy. I seen him give him a Maybach. You feel me? Like, so like he, you know what I'm saying? Like he's one of them type of dudes that he shares the wealth. You feel me? If you're cool with him, he you know, he taking care of niggas and shit. Like you know. But again, I don't agree. I don't agree with the, you know, with the taking care of women that he ain't married to. I don't agree with that shit. I think that shit is crazy. I think he be bugging on that shit, right? But the level of hate that I see coming from Kendrick, especially when he was like, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you dress, the way that you talk. I'm like, damn, bro. Seriously? Like, is it that bad? Jesus. Anyway, let's get back to this video. Let's go to the next one.
The lesson in seeing Drake stretch out Michael Jackson's special made glove is money doesn't actually change people. It exposes them.
Stretch out Michael Jackson's special made glove. Like, tell us you in your feelings without telling us you in your feelings. Like, are you mad that he was able to buy the glove? Is that what it is? I'm about to cook you niggas. I'm about to cook you niggas.
That's the only thing that could make someone who took a 2-year break after losing an epic rap battle where his opponent accused him of being a fake, a phony, and being so mainstream and so disrespectful to the culture that he would water it down for a buck or to remain relevant or to hold other rappers down at a moment's notice, all while he cried.
How the fuck did he hold other rappers down when it's on record that Drake has never charged a single rapper for a feature? How is that possible? How is he holding rappers down when he took your punk ass favorite rapper on his first tour? How? What is she talking about? And then they get mad and say, oh, he's a culture vulture because he's going to these auctions and buying all of this jewelry and shit. And you want to know what's funny about this? You want to know what's hilarious about this? If it was some white guy, that ain't even in rap, some corporate stockbroker that just happens to like rap music, if it was that guy going around buying everything, Tupac's car, Tupac's ring, Pharrell's jewelry, these niggas wouldn't have a fucking thing to say about it. They wouldn't have shit to say about it. Because it ain't even possible. It ain't even possible that Drake bought all of that stuff because he's a fan. It ain't even possible. Or better yet, I tell you what, why don't you go back and look at that episode where they interviewed him before he really got to popping and became famous, and he was down in the basement in his room. There's a glass table, and under that table, he's got pictures of different people. You know who one of the pictures is? Pharrell. He was a fan. He was a fan of Pharrell. He was a fan of Dr. Dre. He was a fan of Joe Budden. He was a fan of all of these individuals. Because regardless of whether you want to believe it or not, he is part of the culture. The same way we put posters on our wall and read articles about rappers, he did the same shit. The same way we bought CDs and listened to rappers, he did the same shit. He did the same shit. So Angryman, if he's a fan, why is he going at everybody? Because shit was all good until he got in the industry and started running laps around these niggas. The moment he started running laps around these niggas, it's like, oh, hell no. How we gonna let this corny ass half-white guy from Canada come into the game and run laps around us? Oh, I know what it is. He getting special treatment because he half-white. Because he's part of the small hat community. That's the reason why he's selling more records. No, he's selling more records because he's more talented than you niggas. And you can't handle it. Y'all's ego can't handle the fact that a half-white dude from Canada is better at music than you. That's all it is. But instead of facing that reality, you would rather prop up Kendrick Lamar and his artsy-fartsy, bullshit ass having a damn mental breakdown music. Because all Kendrick Lamar is Lauryn Hill if she would have kept making albums. The only reason y'all are trying to put her in the Hall of Fame for that one fucking album is because she didn't make enough albums for you to realize how fucking goofy she is. There, I said it. Kendrick Lamar is nothing more than Lauryn Hill if she would have kept making albums. That's all he is. And just like Lauryn Hill, his ass is corny. They're both corny. Did she put out a great album? Yes. She put out a great album. But quite frankly, I got sick of that fucking album because all they did was play that shit on the radio all the damn time. It's no wonder the shit should have been an awesome album. As much as they played that shit, as much as they played that album, it should have been an awesome album. Because I can tell you this right now, if you didn't like the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, after about 5 years of them playing that shit on the radio over and over again, you was definitely going to like it. But this is what the culture did. The culture took, that was their best bet. They didn't have nobody else. They didn't have nobody else to prop up against them. They had to try to get somebody that they thought might be able to beat Drake. So they could say, hey, look, The real king of rap right now isn't a light-skinned, half-white dude from Canada. It's a dark-skinned nigga from Compton. That's all that shit is about. That's all it's about. It's about black people and black culture's fragile-ass ego when it comes to music. And them having the damn monopoly on rap and R&B. I hate to tell you, there has been plenty of times throughout history that there was somebody white that could sing their asses off. Y'all ain't never gonna give Eminem his credit. Ever. You got Lord Jamar out here talking about some Eminem is a visitor in hip hop. Nigga, what? Because black people can't handle it. They cannot handle the idea that somebody outside of the culture or someone that is proposed to be outside of the culture could come into the culture and do it better than you doing it. And Drake doing it better than all of you niggas is doing it. And it don't matter what category it is. It don't matter what type of music it is. It don't matter what type of flow it is. He can do all of that shit. He can do that West Coast shit. He can do that East Coast shit. He can do that down South shit. He can do that Texas shit, that Memphis shit, that Atlanta shit. He can do all of that shit. He know all the slang. He know all the styles. He do that international shit. He do that Caribbean shit. And even though he looks racially ambiguous, unlike Eminem, he got a black father, so he's not prohibited from saying nigga when he rap. And his mama's one of the small hats, so he's got that going for him too. That nigga can do all of that shit. All of it. Every last bit of it. And you niggas is mad about it. This nigga done mastered all of y'all styles, and you can't even master your one style. You can't even master your one style. And then, in addition to him doing all of that, all he got to do is be a feature on your song, and you can eat off of that shit for the rest of your life. And this nigga's getting on niggas' songs and ain't even charging them to be a feature. Little Yachty sat right there on the damn podcast with Andrew Schultz, and he said Drake has never charged any rapper for a feature. Not one time. So not only has he mastered all of these styles that y'all claim he's biting and he's all of this goofy shit, not only has he mastered all of these different styles and different genres of music, and he can hit you with that I'll be sure I'm gonna sing on the track shit. On some light-skinned Keith Sweat shit. And he's smart enough to make music that caters to these hoes. Nigga be like, man, Drake a simp because he be singing about this and saying, no, he's smart. He know women buy tickets. Women go to shows. That's why that nigga talk about reach me, baby. That nigga ain't crazy. He know what he doing. He know exactly what he doing. And y'all hate the fact that he knows what he's doing. Unlike J. Cole, he's not afraid to go back and forth with niggas. Unlike Kendrick, he ain't a lazy fuck. He actually puts out music. And the rest of them niggas, ASAP Rocky, he don't gotta go marry or try to link up and put some babies in a chick because the chick got more money to save his career. He don't gotta do that. Because before ASAP Rocky got with Rihanna, nobody gave a damn about what he had going on. But we already know what Drake think about that with the Meek Mill and Nicki Minaj situation. Is this a world tour? Is this your girls tour? And y'all can sit back and act like, oh, niggas ain't listening to Drake. Well, if they ain't listening to Drake, why the hell is it ASAP Rocky doing his tour and now you see Rihanna over there dancing? Trying to act like she want to be there. She wasn't there before. She wasn't supporting that nigga's music before. Right? He been put that album out. Only reason she at that show is because what did Drake say? I put you niggas through the ringer. You getting bodied by a singing nigga. I'm with Noel like I'm Kris Kringle. Your baby mom ain't even post a single. Damn, where she at? Where she at? Now all of a sudden she at his shows. Diddy bopping. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? And ASAP can't talk no shit. I'm going to show you why he can't talk no shit. I'm going to show you why he can't talk no shit. I'm going to show you why this Negro can't talk no shit. He can't talk no shit whatsoever. This is why he can't talk no shit. Right here. That's why he can't talk no shit. Tell me that is not the most effeminate shit you've ever seen in your life. Look at the body language. She's the leader. Look at his body language. In this photo, she's the dude, he's the chick. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. This has got to be the weakest shit I ever seen in my life. Now, as much as everybody talks shit about Drake, you know what you're not going to see? You're not going to see him taking no photo like that. you ain't going to see him. You ain't going to see Drake taking no photo like that. That ain't going to happen. You can talk as much shit as you want to talk about Drake. You can call him soft. You can say all of that shit, but you ain't going to see him take no photo like that. That ain't going to happen. But that's the real reason. That's part of the reason why these folk are mad at Drake. Because in their mind, he's not supposed to be the one. He's not supposed to be the one. Now, how do I know this? Because I'm part of the culture. And when he first came out, I was like, oh, hell no. He can't be the one. He can't be the one. But guess what? It's just like on the James Brown movie. When he was telling Maceo and them how to play a certain beat. And he said, you all got your drums. And it was like, but we got different instruments. He's no, all of these instruments are drums, all of them. And he said, well, if I play this that way, me and so will be out of time with each other. We won't be on, you know. James Brown looked at him and he said, does it sound good? And it's like, yeah, it sounds good. He said, well, how you going to argue with God's ears? In other words, God made man's ear to like music. So when you hear something and you like it, how you going to argue with it? See, unlike the rest of these niggas, when I heard Drake put out some music that I liked, I said, wait a minute. I said, I can't even hate on this shit. This shit is good. So when people say, oh, Drake hasn't evolved, no, your ass hasn't evolved. Because if you go listen to his catalog, his music has changed. His music has matured. If you listen to it, if you go back and listen to some of the stuff he was talking about early on and listen to what he's talking about now, his music has matured. His music has darkened. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because you hateful ass niggas. When he came into the game pure. He had mad love for everybody. He wanted to collaborate with everybody. He just wanted to make good music. And you niggas corrupted him. You niggas corrupted him with your hateful bullshit. And you can say what you want to say about him. All of this shit that you see with Kendrick ASAP Rocky, The Weeknd, Meek Mills, all of these niggas, all that shit is jealousy. Because none of them niggas can hold a candle to him. I would even argue that a lot of them niggas' career wouldn't even lasted as long as it did if Drake hadn't done those collaborations with him. You listen to Rick Ross, some of his best songs got Drake on it. Some of his most commercially successful songs got Drake on it. Now, y'all can get mad at me, but these are facts. These are facts. In fact, hold on for a second. Well, let me pull something up real quick. Now, I know I just seen it the other day. Okay, here it is right here. So this is back when he was still in Degrassi, right? Let's see. Let's fast forward it, right? And here's the other funny thing, right? Everybody try to say, oh, he had a big house and this, that, and the third, and he had the whole basement to himself. This is what niggas don't know. His mother was sharing that house with another family. But niggas try to act like, oh, he was rich and this, that, and the third. Like, no, you niggas just so damn broke. You think anybody that got even a little something got money. Let's see, where is this table at? See this table right here?
I made this table. Got Barry White. Frank Sinatra. Notorious B.I.G. Everybody.
B.I.G. Nas.
Around this table is basically
Kanye.
Inspired me to get
Pharrell. See that? See that?
Inspired.
See that? He was a fan. This is before he got into music. This is before. He was a fan.
Me to get into music, particularly Pharrell. He's like one of my idols. So this is where I...
Particularly Pharrell. He's one of my idols. That's why he's buying all the damn jewelry. Because he's a fan. Could you imagine being a fan of dudes and then you get in the industry and then cats start hating on you? Like, could you imagine that shit?
Particularly Pharrell, he's like one of my idols. So this is where I sit and sometimes write. And actually, we missed a very important thing. I write songs, and that's what I like. I do music. These are full from front to back of just songs.
Look at all them notebooks. Look at them notebooks of lyrics he wrote. All you young dudes that's aspiring rappers, right? all you young dudes that's aspiring rappers, before you even get close to a studio, do you got notebooks filled with lyrics? But see, this is what niggas do. Niggas will go back and look at this video and they'll try to clown him. They'll try to clown him and be like, oh, he was a cornball. He looked like a regular kid to me.
Pages and pages of lyrics and ideas. Something that I'll probably never use, but I mean, because they're old.
In fact, you know who he reminds me of as a young dude? One of the one of the ball kids. One of what's his name? Lamar, what's his name? Damn, I can't think of his name. But he looked like one of them kids. He looked like he related to LeVar Ball and Lonzo and the rest of them. LaMelo and them. That's what he looked like. He looked like he related to one of them niggas.
I like to keep him around for nostalgia purposes. And this is my dad, and him and my uncle worked with Al Green. That's basically why I do it.
Him and my uncle worked with Al Green.
I mean, he taught me everything. So thank you, Dad. I don't get to see you that often, but you know, my love is always with you. And then through here, this is my comfort area. As you can see, I recently did laundry. This is actually a very nice couch. And in here, I have more stuff. Some sweaters and t-shirts, some blazers, jackets, and the shoes are a big thing. I got them from bottom to top. You know, at the end of the day, that's material possessions. That's not what I'm about. This is what I'm about. I'm a music fanatic, so I got some fads from Marvin Gaye, Kanye West, Big L, Jay-Z, all the Jay-Z albums.
All of Jay-Z's albums.
I don't know. We could go on for days. I got the studio mic set to my height so I can just flow a little if need be. I've been a mess since every girl I left went and got a new man, but I'm the new version of Fresh Prince. And the bands got bumped for real. I switch wifey every season like Uncle Phil. And then the chorus drops. So that was a little verse I wrote. Little something, something.
Regular fucking kid. Regular kid. A regular damn kid.
Yeah, I got some stuff around here. I got Andrea's first single. Yeah, this CD, which is pretty good. It's Chaos. Toronto artist, supports the Toronto artists. And I got this the other night. It's Allie. It's one of my best friends on Radio Free Roscoe, which is a great show, by the way. Feel free to tune in. This is one of the nicest letters I've ever received from anybody. He feels that I could complete the trifecta of the greatest African-American actors of all time, who are Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington. And he says the third edition would be Aubrey Graham. Jason, I thank you, man. On the real, I never got a chance to respond to you. I hope you're watching this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it with all my heart. And just know that I keep it close. And I will keep this with me for the rest of my life. No matter where I go, you're the one that said it. So if it happens, man. You called it. And this is my room. This is where I live. This is the life I'm living right now.
So, for most cats that don't know this shit, when he was a young buck, his mother was living in a very bad neighborhood until she got enough money together to where they could move to a little bit of a better neighborhood. But the only way they was able to do that, they had to share a house with another family. When they shared a house with the other family, she had one room and he had the basement. He was able to stay in the basement. So this thing that y'all want to say, oh well, he came from money and shit. He did not come from no damn money. I know y'all want to believe that. But if you listen to his music and you listen to what he said, he basically said the whole reason he was acting is because he was trying to make enough money to help his mother. And he was acting and it wasn't paying enough money. And so then he got into rap. Then he got into music, right? Let me see if I can find this other video. So here you have Drake at 9 years old. 9 years old, but he's not, he's not part of the culture. He don't care about the culture, right?
But now that things are moved, you still have my heart. Yo, boys ain't golden gates. Those who fake, they break. When they meet their 400-pound weight, you got to rule the world. Everyone.
Why would he know? Why would he even be listening to the Fugees? Why would he even be listening to the Fugees? Why? Could somebody please explain to me why? Why would he be listening to the Fugees? At 9. At 9 years old. Could somebody please tell me why would he be listening to the Fugees at 9 years old? Why would he know the lyrics to a Fugees song at 9 years old? If you think that he is from white culture, why the hell would he be listening to the Fugees at 9 years old? Now, sure, you can make the argument today that white kids would be listening to rap today, but back then, like, what are we talking about? But again, like I said, anything to discredit him, because like I said, he's a light-skinned, half-white Canadian. He is not supposed to be dominating the rap industry. He's not supposed to be dominating. Why was Drake in blackface, though? S. Jack, check this out. If you don't know the story as to why he did that, yeah. How many people in here know the story as to why he was doing that? And how Pusha T put that shit out there and niggas took it and ran with it and made it something that it wasn't.
What up, guys? For Complex News, I'm Frazier. On Wednesday night, it was being rumored on social media that Drake would be dealing with, quote, the situation. Based on Pusha T's scathing diss track, The Story of Adidon, there was a number of situations Drake could be dealing with, from his alleged son Adonis to his forthcoming Adidas deal that Push seemingly leaked. Later that night, it turned out that Drake was referring to the David Leas photo of him in blackface that Pusha released alongside his diss track. Drake dropped a statement in an Instagram story to explain the photo's origins. I know everyone is enjoying the circus, but I want to clarify this image in question. This was not from a clothing brand shoot or my music career. This picture's from 2007, a time in my life where I was an actor and I was working on a project that was about young black actors struggling to get roles, being stereotyped and typecast. The photos represented how African Americans were once wrongfully portrayed in entertainment. Me and my best friend at the time, Mazen El Sadiq, who was also an actor from Sudan, were attempting to use our voice to bring awareness to the issues we dealt with all the time as black actors at auditions.
Now let's pause right there. Let's pause right there. Let me pull something up real quick. How many of y'all remember a movie called Bamboozled? How many of you remember a movie by Spike Lee called Bamboozled? How many of y'all remember this movie? What is the name of the light-skinned tap dancer with locks that played in that movie? What was his name? What was his name? Savion Glover. Now, my question to S. Jack. In that movie, Savion Glover had blackface on, and everybody understood the reason why Spike Lee did that movie was to illustrate the way they used to portray black people back in the day. Did you think Savion Glover was in blackface? Or did you think it was offensive when Savion Glover put on blackface? I'm going to wait for your response, S. Jack. Didn't see the movie, sir. Yeah, we know you didn't see the movie. You know why we know you didn't see the movie? Because you a ass ignorant moron that don't know what the fuck you talking about. How the hell you gonna be in blackface when you already black? The only way that you can be offended by Drake being in blackface is if you think he's white. Especially when he did the shit for the purposes of showing the history of how black people have been treated in media. But you don't know that because you a damn goofy ass. If there's one thing I hate fake pro-black niggas. I hate fake pro-black niggas. There have been numerous black people that have put on blackface and been in plays and movies, and the entire premise around the play and movie was to display how that used to be done. Because here's the thing you don't even realize. It's impossible to be in blackface as a black person. You know why? Because back in the day, the reason why blackface was such an issue is because instead of giving the role to a black person, they would take a white person and paint their face black. The only way that what Drake did would have been offensive is if he was being cast as a dark-skinned person in an actual TV show or movie, and they put makeup on him to make him look like he was dark-skinned. That's the only way that would be offensive. He purposely put on that because they were doing a project to illustrate how black people were treated back in the day. Pusha T's ignorant ass found the photo, put it out there without context, and everybody's like, oh, look, Drake is a racist. Look at, meanwhile, whose asses are Pusha T kissing right now? Let me pull something up real quick, because here's the funny thing about this. You ain't gotta do certain shit to be a sellout. Here's my question. Is Louis Vuitton owned by black people? Is Louis Vuitton owned by black people? I'll wait. I'll wait. One, is Louis Vuitton owned by black people? And is this him and his brother? Is that Pusha T doing a sassy ass walk down the runway? See, these are the type of games I don't play. If you gon' and see, this is what a lot of niggas do. A lot of niggas are guilty of this shit. There's a whole lot of niggas that love to talk all that pro-black shit and how much they can't stand white folk or whatever. And every time you look up who they doing business with. And I done said it a million times. Them niggas will talk all that pro-black shit to you. And then you know what they'll go do? They'll go do business with everybody that ain't black and make their money. Meanwhile, your goofy ass can't make no damn money because you running around here thinking that you only supposed to do business with black folk. And you goofy Negroes keep falling for the okie doke. You keep falling for the okie doke every single time. Let me tell you something. You would never fool me into that shit. I don't have no problem doing business with whoever. I do business with white folk, black folk, Asian folk, Latin folk. I don't care. Because niggas like Pusha T, Roland Martin, Jay-Z, who else? Al Sharpton, they'll talk all that pro-black shit to you. They'll talk all that separatist shit to you. Meanwhile, they doing business with everybody. They doing business with everybody. And you don't realize the reason why them niggas do that shit is because talking that pro-black shit is their hustle. They don't really believe in it. But if they get you to believe in it, they can make money off of you while they also do business with everybody else and make that money too. And if you as a group think that you shouldn't be doing business with non-black people, that's more money for them to make. That's more money for them to make. See, them niggas is gatekeepers. And how they gatekeep your ass is they talk all that pro-black shit to you. Meanwhile, they sashay it up and down freaking runways like this. Looking like a whole fucking clown. And I don't care what nobody say. The reason why that nigga is mad at Drake is because when it come to events like that, they would accept Drake faster than they would accept his Miss Seeley braid having ass. And that's why he don't like that shit. I told you, some of y'all ain't gonna like what I got to say tonight. I told you that. Some of y'all ain't gonna like what I got to say tonight, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. Because that's another one they fabricated. Oh, Pusha T destroyed Drake. When did that happen? Because I damn sure don't remember it. And I wasn't even a Drake fan back then. I remember seeing him post that picture. I was like, oh, here we go with the bullshit. I said, here we go with the bullshit. And you know these niggas is going to buy into it hook, line, and sinker. See, these dudes at these individuals like Pusha T, Al Sharpton, Roland Martin, see, they know how to get you niggas riled up. All they got to do is bring up some racism shit. That's all they got to do. That's all they got to do. Is bring up some racism shit. Because they know, you want to see, here's the thing about guys like Pusha T, Al Sharpton, Roland Martin, Mark Lamont Hill. See, all of them individuals, they learn something from white people. You know what they learned from white people? They learned that the moment you bring up race, that's when everybody turns into morons. You take a perfectly logical thinking black person, give them any scenario, and they will give you a objective opinion that is well thought out, unless the scenario includes some type of racism. If the scenario includes some type of racism, that same logical black person who can think objectively turns into a blithering idiot. Happens every time. It happens every single time. Every time. And that's how they hustle y'all. That's how they hustle y'all. They hit you with the racism hustle. You feel me? But everybody wants to tell me Drake gets hate because of music. And I'm sorry. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that it's his music. I refuse to believe it. The hate isn't about bars. It isn't about beef. It isn't about who won a rap battle. The hate is about something nobody in the community wants to say out loud. The real reason black folk hate Drake is colorism. Nobody wants to have this conversation. And it's crazy because amongst our culture, we have this sort of new quasi Jim Crow bullshit going on. And I know some of y'all gonna feel like, well, Angry Man, I don't agree with that, right? But I guarantee you by the end of this stream, I'm gonna show you the pattern, the excuses. I'm gonna show you why this hate says more about the people hating than it says about Drake. Because it's bullshit. It is a crock of shit that we refuse to acknowledge. And look, I'm just keeping it funky. Like I told you earlier, I catch a version of this same hate myself. And I know it's because I'm light-skinned. I know it is. And I have a fraction of that man's success. So I'm not guessing. I'm telling you from what I see myself, from what I deal with myself. Now, first thing you got to do is pay attention to who leads the Drake hate. Not every single time, not every time, but overwhelmingly the loudest voices are always from the darker skinned brothers and sisters. Now, I'm not saying that to start a war. I'm not saying that's every dark-skinned brother or sister. I'm saying it because it's a pattern. And patterns tell the truth that people won't say out of their mouth. When the same accusations come up over and over, he's soft, he's not really black, he's an industry plant, he didn't earn it. And they keep coming from one specific place on the color spectrum. That's not a coincidence. That's colorism wearing a mask so it can keep moving in polite company. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but every single time I bring this up, nobody wants to have the conversation. They just outright reject it as if it's ridiculous. Oh my God, there's no possible way. That's not what this is about, Angry Man. Right? Ask yourself a simple question. If Drake were 3 shades darker with the exact same catalog, the exact same career, would they be this committed to tearing him down? You already know. You already know the answer. And the fact that you know the answer is the whole point. If Drake were a dark-skinned rapper, they would be worshiping him. They would be praising him. He would be the best thing since sliced bread. But here's the second layer, and it's the quiet one. A lot of people resent Drake because he's half Jewish. And that's in my opinion, that's the biggest thing. That's one of the biggest things, right? Because of the history of the music industry and you know, certain things, right? And keep in mind, when it comes to that particular group of people, when you're having a conversation with the average black person, they just view that as another flavor of white. You feel me? Now, this is really interesting because nobody's questioning whether or not Barack Obama is the first black president. And I'm pretty sure his mama is just as white as the driven snow. But for some odd reason, Drake's ethnicity is always in question when Barack Obama's isn't. See? And the reason why is because you like that narrative. You want to be able to take credit for Barack Obama, or the first black president. But you don't want biracial dude running hip hop. When it comes to the president, you'll take what you can get. Right? So when it comes to this whole concept with them looking at, you know, he has a white mama, in their mind, Drake didn't earn anything. He's light. He's mixed. He has privilege. He has access. They wrote his story for him before he ever even did anything. You even got some folks running around here talking about some, oh, he's an actor. And that's how you know he's not a real rapper. He's an actor. Oh, really? Let's see if I can find this real quick. Because there was if you remember, there was a rapper who's considered a real rapper by the name of Mos Def or Yasin Bey. Right? What was the name of that show that he was on? What was the name of that show? Let's see. Before his legendary hip-hop career, Mos Def appeared under his birth name, Dante Smith, and occasionally credited as Dante B's. Because in 1990, Mos Def was on a TV show before he became a rapper called You Take the Kids. Let's go see if we can find one of those episodes real quick. Since y'all say being an actor before you became a rapper means that you're not a real rapper, right? Right? What do we have here? You Take the Kids pilot. I found a scenic route to. Is that TC from Magnum PI and Nell Carter? It damn sure is. Hold on, let's see who the kids are. Word not.
It's okay. I know all about sex from biology.
There go two of the kids.
Did you know that some species kill their partners after mating?
And others eat their young.
Man, what's with the volume?
They were doing it.
Wait a minute, is that Mos Def? Is that Yasin Bey on some Nickelodeon shit? The same dude that had all of this smoke for Drake, talking about Drake's music is target music? Oh, I bet y'all didn't know that.
Oh, my man.
Children.
I bet you didn't know that. Look at this. Look. Hold on. Let's see if we can find another scene of him being a Nickelodeon kid.
Hey, Mom.
What's in that bag?
Hey, you know, just some stuff for Grandma for the weekend.
Oh, onion dip.
Well, what do you know? What do you know? What do you say? Right? Bet y'all didn't know about that, did you? Didn't know about that, did you? But Angryman, Drake was on a TV show when he was a teenager. What's this? What's this? Mr. 1, 2, 3, Mos Def and Talib Kweli. We came to rock it on to the tip top. Used to be on a sitcom. Why-yo? Yeah, I'm just showing y'all the hypocrisy. That's all. That's all.
No, chill for what? Who is this nigga?
Just showing you the hypocrisy. That's all. That's all. But back to Drake. Let's actually look at the work. Privilege did not write Marvin's Room. Privilege did not put a kid in a wheelchair on a Canadian teen show and make him grind his way out of that into the biggest artist of his generation. But I guess y'all gonna take that from him too. He started out as an actor, same way Mos Def started out as an actor, wasn't making enough money, decided to get in hip hop. Mos Def's acting career didn't take off as fast as I guess he thought it was. He got into rap. What's the difference? Why is there any difference? Why is there any difference? See, the reason why they reach for the privilege card is because it lets them dismiss him without ever having to respect him. That's not an analysis. That's an excuse. Let's be honest about what it really is. Now, the next part is the one that exposes the whole bullshit. They'll admit that Drake is successful, but they won't admit that he's talented. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? They say he bites people's style. They say he's a chameleon. They say all of this bullshit, right? I want you to really think about how insane that is. The fact that they will admit that he's successful, but refuse to admit that he's talented. You would be hard pressed to name a bigger artist in his era. But somehow he was able to do that with no skill. With no skill. How the hell do you dominate for 15 years straight on luck and a lighter complexion? Not to mention in an era where black folks are hard pressed and determined that they're only going to promote darker skinned black people. Right now in 2026, I want you to name for me the TV show that is a black show that has a light-skinned person as the lead. They really believe that this dude has dominated for 15 years off of luck and being light-skinned. That's not how the music business works. I know y'all want it to work that way, but that's not how it works. Trends die, cosigns run out, industry plants get one cycle and disappear. Drake has outlasted damn near everybody. He's outlasted all of the he's finished, it's over, it can only last so long predictions. That's not privilege. That's not luck. That's skill. That's talent. That's planning. But I get it. I get why these individuals refuse. See, if they admit that he's gifted, they have to also admit that he earned it. And if he earned it, that whole colorism thing, that whole it's because he's light skinned or it's because he's half white, that story falls apart. And now they have to deal with the fact of why this light skinned, half white dude is dominating rap. Because the only reason you have a problem with it is because of your own prejudices. But I've been saying that black folks have become racist. I've been saying this shit. Black people thinking that Drake being half white biracial, shouldn't be able to dominate in music because of that is no different than racist white people back in the day thinking that a black man couldn't be a doctor because he was black, or thinking a black man couldn't be a scientist because he was black. It's no different. It's the same bigoted ass thought process. You goofy individuals think that the only way someone can dominate in rap or black music in general, it's got to be the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. This is why I used to crack all them jokes back in the day about Al B. Sure. This is why you gave LL a hard time when it came to I Need Love. You think we don't remember all of this shit? DMX is one of my favorite rappers. That man could stand on stage and start crying and be in full tears. And never once would you ever call that man soft. So they deny his talent. They deny Drake's talent to protect the image or the ideology or the view that there's no possible way that someone who they believe isn't part of the culture can do music as good as them. Now, I'm going to keep it all the way funky with you. For me, this ain't a theory. This ain't a theory. Like I said, I'm not on Drake's level of success. I'm not selling out stadiums. I'm not breaking streaming records. But I catch the exact same flavor of hate that he catches. Same accusation, same energy, same, you ain't really one of us. I can't name how many times I'd have been called a Mexican. I'd have been told I was Latino. I'd have been told, why you even speaking on black people topics? You ain't black, Angryman. Y'all have seen it. Y'all have seen it. Now, do you really want to tell me that Drake, a rap superstar, billionaire, plenty of money, is getting the same type of accusations that I'm getting? I'm not even a millionaire. The only thing me and him got in common is the fact that we're lighter than the average black person. That's the only thing we got in common. We're not dark skinned. We don't got nothing else in common. I'm not in rap music. I don't got his kind of money. I shouldn't be receiving the same type of hate he's receiving. But I do. Same way they say he ain't black, they say I ain't black. Same way they try to say he ain't part of the culture, they try their best to make sure I'm not part of the culture. Why are you talking about black topics, Angryman? You ain't black. I mean, do we just ignore that? Seems like a pattern to me. Because I just happen to be light-skinned too. So let's go through the logic. Either me and one of the biggest artists alive both happen to have terrible personalities by pure coincidence, or there's something else going on that has nothing to do with either of our personalities and everything to do with how the community treats light-skinned people. See, I think it's proximity. I think it's proximity, and I think it's because when you look at the black community has this vendetta towards white people. But they can't just go into white communities and do what they want to do because they know there's going to be a real punishment. So what do? They take their anger out on the next best thing. Because in their mind, because you're light, you're damn near white. And because you're damn near white, you must have some sort of privilege that makes your life better than theirs. So since they can't take their anger out on the white man, I'll take my anger out on the light-skinned man. Right? Look at how they go so hard in the paint to try to act like this ain't what it is. See that? That's not true, Angryman. Let me ask you something, Remington 3000. Are you light-skinned? Are you a light-skinned man? I can't tell from your photo. Are you a light-skinned man? No. Then shut the fuck up because you don't know what you're talking about. Then shut up. You've never lived in a black community as a light-skinned person and had to deal with the bullshit that comes with that. And not only deal with the bullshit, but have it ignored. Because guess what? The shit that light-skinned people go through in the black community, it gets ignored because the dark-skinned people are the perpetual victims of the black community. They get to run around and whine and cry 24/7 about how hard their life is because they're dark-skinned, while simultaneously taking their anger out on light-skinned people, and everybody just turns a blind eye to it like ain't nothing happened. As if they have a right to do it. Well, they dark-skinned, so, they have to put up with way more than y'all do, so you just got to overlook that. You know how many light-skinned girls have been jumped in the black community? Had their hair pulled out? Not because they did anything to anybody, but because she thinks she cute. You know how many light-skinned boys done had to fight because he a pretty boy and he's soft? I'm going to slap him and watch him turn red. But then you going to bring your goofy ass up in here and tell me that shit ain't true? How the fuck you going to come in here and tell me that some shit ain't true that I experienced, cake ass nigga? How? So here's the reality. The reality is, I already know what time it is. I've seen it in my own life. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. I don't care how many people want to sweep it under the rug. The way black folk disparage, make fun of, emasculate, terrorize light-skinned folk, it gets ignored like the creepy uncle that keep touching the kids. You don't want to talk about it because it's shameful. You don't want to deal with it because you get a secret pleasure out of engaging in it. So here's the thesis I want you to actually sit with tonight. The further we get from the Jim Crow era, the more I notice some modern black people are behaving exactly like the white racist from that era. Same prejudice, just pointed in a new direction. Think about what Jim Crow actually was at its core. It was judging a human being by how they looked before they ever opened their mouth. Deciding a person's worth, their belonging, their authenticity by the shade of their skin color. Gatekeeping who counts and who doesn't based solely on their appearance. Now look at how the community treats anyone light, mixed, or not black enough. Same prejudice, same gatekeeping, same you don't belong here. We didn't get rid of that mindset when Jim Crow ended. We inherited it. And we turned it inward on our own. You can say whatever you want to say. I sat here on a panel and listened to Mr. Beans say that Pat Mahomes ain't black and Drake ain't black. And Steph Curry ain't black. How is that any different than Germanic white folk back in the day saying that Irish white folk wasn't white or wasn't white enough? See, you ignorant wretches really think you're doing something new. What you're doing ain't new. It's not new. It's not new. It's the same shit. Even to this day, skinheads and dudes from the Aryan nation, they don't acknowledge all of the people that we consider white. They say that they're the true white man. Same way you got black folks that are darker skinned saying that they're the true black man. And all of us folks that's light skinned and biracial and mixed breed, we not really black. Right? I mean, just look at how the community treats anyone light. Just look at it. If you think it's bullshit, just go take a look at it. Just pay attention to it. Just start paying attention to it. See, the fact that we inherited the Jim Crow behavior, that's the part that should make every honest person uncomfortable. Because it means the thing we say we hated the most, we're now guilty of. We're now guilty of that same BS. You see, always try to maintain a standard. And my standard is the consistent application of accountability, no matter who's being judged. Right? And my standard is brutal. So brace yourselves. If prejudice was evil when it was aimed at us, it cannot magically become righteous the second we aim it at somebody else. You don't get to spend all of Black History Month, February, and Juneteenth condemning racism and then spend the rest of the year engaging in the same type of racism, just in your own way. Like, does that make any damn sense? That's not justice. That's not pro-black. That's racism that simply changed its home address. Either the rule against prejudice is the rule for everybody. Light, dark, mixed, white, black. Or you never believed in the rule in the first place. You just liked it when it protected you. Now, I'll be fair, because I'm not afraid of your counter argument. Those of you that don't like Drake, because some of you will say it's not his skin at all. It's because Drake is a culture vulture. He switches up his accent. He uses people for clout. He hops on whatever's hot. Okay. I'll give you that. those criticisms, they do have a little bit of weight. But here's the test. Explain to me why the same crowd gives a full pass to dark-skinned artists who do the exact same things: accent switching, trend chasing, using people. That's half of the damn industry. Yet the venom only reaches this temperature for a light-skinned dude. Because the very thing that y'all are accusing Drake of, R. Kelly made his career off of that. R. Kelly literally came into the game mimicking Aaron Hall. Bald head, whole nine. When R. Kelly saw it was popular to have cornrows, the nigga got cornrows. He has switched his style up so many times. It's more times than I can count. And even after being convicted and locked up, many of you still consider him the greatest R&B artist of all time. He still gets praise. He still gets praise. And he's guilty of the thing they tried to use to destroy Drake's career. R. Kelly's actually guilty of the thing they accused Drake of with no proof. So how was that supposed to destroy Drake's career, but it didn't destroy R. Kelly's? Not to mention the countless other dark-skinned niggas that ain't even been convicted. The countless other dark-skinned Negroes that have made music that reveals they was on the same type of time as R. Kelly. Huh? Talking about some, Angryman, well, not Angryman, Drake be switching his style. Really? Go back and look at the Temptations. Psychedelic Shack, that's where it's at. Or we didn't see the Temptations with conch in their hair and in the relaxer so that they could look white back in the damn 50s when they were singing doo-wop music. And then by the time you get to the damn 70s and shit, they got afros doing the robot and shit, talking about the Psychedelic Shack. Oh, Drake switches his style. Who the fuck didn't? That's what they do in music. See, there's a word for it when y'all actually like the artist, right? The word is called versatility. Dude said, I think dude is on Drake's payroll, and I think you just got banned from my chat room. Bye. See you. See you. Hope it was worth it. For some reason, the standard moves as soon as the complexion changes. That's the tell. If a behavior is only a crime when someone of another skin tone does it, then the behavior was never the real problem. The skin was. And the fact that I got to say this in reference to black people is frightening. That shit is frightening, bruh. I never thought I would be talking about this type of thing in this way about black people. You would think by now we would hate the idea of discriminating against anybody because of their skin tone. So when everybody hits you with the, it's not colorism, it's his character line, ask them to apply that same character standard to everybody evenly and watch them get quiet. Watch them stop talking. If you bring up R. Kelly or anybody else that switched their style up because of changing times, didn't Michael Jackson switch his shit up? Because last time I checked, Michael Jackson started out with an afro. Last time I checked, Michael Jackson started out black. So when you ask me why black people hate Drake, I'm not giving you the comfortable answer. The hate tells you almost nothing about Drake. It tells you everything about the people hating him. Like I said, there are a bunch of hateful individuals. There are a bunch of hate-filled individuals who cannot handle the fact, their egos can't handle the fact that the guy that has been dominating what they consider to be black music doesn't look like them or doesn't look like the person they think he should look like. It's colorism. It's resentment dressed up as cultural critique. It's the privilege myth doing the work that honestly refuses to do. And underneath all of it, it's a community recreating the exact prejudice that was once used to break us. Except now, we're the ones holding the whip. And that's crazy. And that's crazy. That's crazy. History doesn't just repeat. Sometimes it switches sides. And right now, it's wearing our face. And if you think I'm lying, go look at that video that's on the internet right now outside of that Carmelo Anthony trial, where you got black folk in dashikis talking about the only good saltine is a dead saltine. Go look at that video and tell me, how is that man any different than the Klan standing outside of the courthouse yelling, the only good ninja is a dead ninja? How is that any different? How is it any different? How? How is it any different? Let's see. Worst part is you believe it with no real evidence. Worst part is I believe what with no real evidence? Worst part is I believe what with no real evidence? What is it I don't believe? What is it I believe with no real evidence? Actors outside of the courthouse. Look at this shit. You don't think one is a response versus the other being irrational hate? Ladies and gentlemen, ignorance on full display. He thinks that one is a response and the other is irrational hate. Congratulations, Ear F Deep, whatever your name is. You're a bigot. Because that's what bigots do. They justify their hate while accusing others of the very thing that they're doing. You think white folk back in the day didn't have a justification for why they was doing the shit they was doing? A response to hundreds of years of slavery. Ass ignorant nigga, you ain't never been a slave. And you damn sure ain't lived no hundreds of fucking years. So try that stupid shit on somebody else. If you standing outside right now yelling that type of shit to white folk, you just a hateful motherfucker. You ain't never been enslaved, and now one of them white folks out there ever enslaved you. You sound stupid. Not to mention the fact that even back in the day, only 2% of white folk actually owned slaves back in the day. And I tell you something else. You can say whatever you want to say. Slavery is never going to be a valid excuse for your current bigotry. Slavery will never be a legitimate excuse for your current bigotry. So no consideration for generational trauma. Oh, generational trauma. Why do you think white folks didn't like you in the first place? Why do you think white folks had a problem with the dark continent in the first place? Oh, see, you don't know your history. What are they supposed to do with their generational trauma? Or maybe you don't know what the Moors were doing in Europe. See, this is what happens when you think that you have only been a victim historically. This is what happens. Because they were created to do exactly what they. You sound like a fucking idiot, bro. You sound, matter of fact, you know what? Get your black ass the fuck up out of my chat room, bro. Get your dumb ass up out of my chat room, bro. Coming in here freaking spewing half-ass truths. You don't even know what the hell you talking about. You don't even know the damn history. You don't even know your history. See, you got a lot of these goofy ass niggas that hear the we was kings history. They don't want to hear none of the history. Like, you have individuals that think that we was just chilling in Africa, naked, with all sorts of resources, and we was just living this kumbaya lifestyle where everybody was getting along until the evil white man came along and snatched us out of Africa and enslaved us. That's what they genuinely think. That's what they genuinely think. They have absolutely no concept of the wars, the tribal warfare that was going on Africa, which is the reason why there were even slaves in the first place, because African tribes that defeated other tribes enslaved whoever was still alive if they didn't sacrifice them to their deities. That's what they would do. If one tribe defeated another tribe, they would either sell those individuals that were defeated into slavery, or they would sacrifice them to their gods. Where do you think white people learned all of that shit from? Where do you think they learned it from? Think the moment that the white man came on the planet, he invented warfare? So let me make sure I understand this. All of you pro-black niggas think that you invented everything. You think you invented mathematics, science, writing, everything. Astrology. You invented everything except warfare. Do you have any idea how fucking ignorant you sound? You think you invented everything but warfare? And here's the funny thing about it. You don't want to believe that about Africans in the past. They're still doing it today. How many genocides have they had over there? Did you see Hotel Rwanda? Did you see what was going on in the Sudan? They're still doing it to this day. They're still doing it. And here's another myth. Didn't no white folks come to Africa and take nothing from nowhere? They came to Africa and did business with Africans. Because when they showed up for anything else, they got slaughtered. What are y'all talking about? Do you have any idea how dangerous Africa was back then? Y'all some yes-a boss at you must want to get booted. Bye. See you. See you. I told you, any of you niggas coming in here with that goofy ass shit, take your raggedy asses to some pro-black channel where everybody's going to agree with your sugar-coated version of history. Don't nobody want to hear that stupid shit over here. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit over here. So take it somewhere else. And with that being said,
It's that time again. We going up. It's time to read the super chats.
Come over here with that goofy ass shit. Don't nobody want to hear that dumb ass shit. Shout out to Lotus Flower. Say hi, AM, and to the Bino Nation. Appreciate the membership. Shout out to Nick Ridley. Says salute, stay consistent, comrade. We see you. Appreciate you. Shout out to Pink Lady for the super chat. Shout out to Mark G. He said Drake throws shots at people and he's crying and need to get over it. Jay-Z finally responds and it's epic. Shaking my head. Appreciate you, bro. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute, y'all. I didn't notice these. Let me get to these first. Shout out to Leaked for gifting 5 memberships.
That's that. Bino energy.
Shout out to Convertible Creed. He said, AM, when it comes to trolls and haters, remember they always speak as a reflection of their money. So in response, respond how your money does. It's sad how broke ninjas are always louder than successful black people. Facts.
That's that. Bino energy.
Shout out to Cruben Chavez. Cruben B. Cruben B. Chavez. I think that's how you pronounce it. Said, damn, never knew that Drake be looking out like that in the rap world. Yeah.
That's that. Bino energy.
Let's see. Shout out to Organized Truth. Said Jay full of it. He claims he put Kendrick on the Super Bowl due to being the highest music streamer at the time, but Drake been having billions of streams this whole time. They clearly don't like him. Facts. Shout out to No Fear Important. Said when Jesus spoke truth, the hate-filled vipers spoke up to defend themselves, but who those vipers really hate is God not giving them what they want. Facts. Shout out to Leaked for the membership. Appreciate you. Shout out to Cass C. Said showing love, AM. Appreciate you. Shout out to Steve H. Said hard to look at. Laughing emojis. Shout out to Lemon Hunter. Said just joined the live, AM. I hope you figured out your studio. Yes, we got everything up and running right. And we're going to keep adding some more stuff and getting everything situated. But I appreciate that, brother. Shout out to Christy. What's going on, Christy? Appreciate you. Shout out to Convertible Creed. Said by those powers combined, Drake has saved hip hop. Light skinned Voltron. Shout out to No Fear Important. Said, have they forgot with Lil Wayne and Nicki and Cash Money? Drake is one of the inventors of new rap style. Play that free smoke, please. Angryman. I wish I could. I'm trying to avoid copyrights. Shout out to Convertible Creed. Said, cue the Obi-Wan Kenobi clip. That's how the culture looking at Kendrick now. Shout out to Convertible Creed. Said ninjas are happy as long as you appear lower than them. They hate once you surpass them. That's facts. Shout out to Convertible Creed. He said, got 600 miles to get back home. Gonna catch the rest on the replay. Good night, Bino Nation. Salute to the light skin god, AM. Stay sucker free. Peace. Appreciate you. Shout out to Mama said, I pray one day we stop looking at the color of a person. I know that's right. Shout out to Coolie Cat said, hating your enemy should not be self-destructive. Shout out to Super Duper said, bruh, I'm so tired of the terms culture and culture vulture. You and me both. Shout out to Super Duper said, both terms so overdone and overused and abused. You know what? It's not just culture and culture vulture. I'm sick of the term healed. I'm sick of the term do the work. And I'm sick of the term emotional intelligence. It's certain terms I'm so sick of. If I hear one more woman, I'm sick of, oh, he's not healed. I'm a healed person. Or you got to do the shadow work. Shut the fuck up. Every time I hear somebody say shit like that, I'm just like, oh my God, shut the hell up. Like for real. So I feel you on that, fam. I feel you on that. Shout out to Tim Dog. Said the studio looks great. Thanks, AM Bino for life. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm still waiting on one more monitor, one more curved monitor to put at the top, and you know my monitor setup will be complete. You feel me? And so we'll be keeping that going. Let me see if we got any other supporters. Let's see. Shout out to Cortez. He says salute and support and appreciation. Appreciate you. Shout out to Malcolm. He said keep up the hard work, AM. Shout out to Marcus. He said chat. Shout out to Percy. He said Jay-Z could have contact Steve Harvey hairstylist. Let's see. Shout out to Jimmy. He said adding to the plate. And shout out to Lowe. He said prayers from Cam. We love you. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody that contributed to the show. I appreciate the love, all of that good stuff. But with that being said, we're about to get up out of here. We actually did 4 hours. I didn't plan on doing 4 hours, but y'all already know what it is. Matter of fact, who's live? Let me see who's live. I might send y'all over to someone. Let's see. Who is live? Who is live? Who is live? Let's see. We got 2 people that's live. We got, let's see.
What'd you say?
I can beat you in a pull-up challenge though, but let's keep going. Keep
No,
going.
you definitely can't do that.
Let's see. Trey is live. Said, when is the right age to get married? Young love versus maturity. The new Fight Club. Let's see. Let's see. What is? Let's see.
It was steeped in racial tension.
Let me play this for you right quick because
They talking about the Carmelo case. Let's see who else is live. See, is that Black Man Unfiltered?
Yeah, but you both of y'all speak from a unique perspective, right? And this is I'm gonna be in y'all shoes right now based off what y'all told me, right?
Okay. I'm gonna send y'all over to Trey. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna send y'all over to Trey. Let's see. We're gonna send y'all over to Trey. So, with that being said, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate every last one of you guys for coming through, showing love as always. We're going to get up out of here, and I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
The session is closed. The board is dismissed.
I gave you the blueprint, now go build a estate. Stop arguing with broke, man, stop debating with fate. We don't negotiate value, we dictate the price. You watch the show for free, I just gave you a slice. But the real ones know where the equity lives. We taking everything, we got nothing to give. The manual is waiting, you know where it's at. This ain't a gamble, it's a guaranteed bet.
Go protect Lee, go and plant the seed. Go protect Lee, that's the code we need. Go to the side, yeah, secure the command. The Angryman channel, the standard of the land.
TheAngrymanChannel.com.
Get the shirt, get the blue.
Start watching, start working. We up.
The session is closed. The board is dismissed.